What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of K-Fabe Talks. I'm Owen. I got my co-host Ethan and Thomas. And last night, boys, night 2 of WrestleMania 42. Personally, I loved it. I thought it was great, but we'll get to that later. So I guess we'll just hop right into the recap of the show. We ready?
Yep.
I'm ready.
I will say, I liked it. I didn't love it. Love is a very strong word to use for that show.
We know Ethan only loves AEW.
AEW.
It was I said it was a good show. I just say I think using the love is a little like I love that.
I thought it was
That's how
great.
he feels. He
It's
can express how he
wrong.
feels.
It doesn't fit my narrative.
Anyway, so the show opens with Joe Jonas
Singing
the national anthem.
Beautiful
It was
national
great.
anthem, actually.
I missed it, unfortunately.
You did miss it.
Yeah, you showed up like right after.
Yeah,
I'll have to go back and watch it.
it was actually good.
It was really
For what
good.
we could hear,
Yeah.
it was good.
Because we kind of missed it at first because we didn't really realize it.
Yeah. And then the next was the opening match of Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi. Whew, that was a match. We'll start with who should go first. I picked Ethan.
Okay, hold on. I sent a post about how long the matches were, so I'm pulling that up before I forget.
Bruh.
What?
This first one was 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so for 5 minutes, it did what it needed to do, and it was a solid match. I'll be honest. I mean, it was just a strong guy versus strong guy. You know, you got to make the other look good. So, I mean, it's not really like, ooh, oh, it was too short. No, most matches involving that is, I mean, it's a Brock Lesnar match. So, you know, you. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying Brock Lesnar doesn't have long matches. He obviously does. You know, Roman, Cody, Punk. You know, but his pat. This is his second WrestleMania match in a row. That's with a strong guy and just very short.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then I had Oba winning, and Oba did win. So I started off 1-0, and then Brock Lesnar took his gloves off. But he didn't take his boots off.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did? Dang
Yeah.
it, never mind. I was about to say, he ain't done.
Yeah,
Dang it.
he untied his shoe and
Yeah.
took it
A
off.
lot of people are like, oh, I think Brock's coming back. I don't think so. Because the way Paul Heyman was crying, that was a definitive end.
Paul Heyman's a storyteller.
I'm just saying.
Brock was crying too.
Yeah, that's like a definitive end. I think that was it. And
really deep. Brock get emotional.
Yeah, and even during the match, I know I clocked that Brock was like looking around the audience a little too much, and I was like, this is it, isn't it? And then he obviously took off his gloves. I was like, dang, Logan was right. The next match he loses is his last. But yeah, like I said, the match it did what it needed to do. It made Ova look strong, and it was a decent, solid match. It was just what the wrestling fans call me versus me.
Oh, okay.
That's what they do.
Hmm?
Yeah, whenever they hit, they go me.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Never heard that, but okay,
Yeah,
bro.
I
guess.
I guess, little bro.
Little bro. Thomas, what'd you think?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what Ethan was just saying. I had picked Oba as well, so starting off the night 1-0 was really good. You know, Brock put on a good performance. He didn't get squashed, even if it was a short match. It's what I wanted to see. Would have liked to, be a little bit longer, but obviously, like Ethan said, did what it needed to do. You saw them both, hit their finishing moves. Oba took an F5, didn't get pinned. Took a suplex, didn't get pinned. So you have him look strong in that regard. And then Brock, obviously took a fall from grace, but kicked out of the first one. So to see him do that was great as well, because a lot of Oba's matches, it's just one fall from grace and then a 3 count. Not much substance there. But this one felt like it really had substance, despite the shorter match length, with it being 5 minutes. So love to see that. And what I thought was really funny was at the start of the match, Oba took Brock out of the ring, threw him over the ropes, and Brock was so mad he started picking up the steps and was ready to take a DQ loss. And Heyman's like, "No, don't do it, don't do it!" Like you could see him kind of pleading with him. Obviously, him being Lesnar's advocate did not want him to go out like that at
Mm-mm.
WrestleMania. So he put Oba over. Now Oba, is kind of the quote unquote next Brock Lesnar. As you know, Brock when he came in to the WWE was touted as the next big thing. Then became the Beast Incarnate. We now have the ruler. The torch has been passed. So very cool to see. What's next for Oba Femi. And to Ethan's point about Brock retiring, it'll be interesting to see whether or not that the favor that Paul Heyman owes Gunther for taking out Seth Rollins for him is whether or not he can persuade Brock Lesnar to come out of retirement and them have a match at SummerSlam in
Mm-hmm.
Brock's hometown of Minneapolis. Because it is, again, we stated it yesterday in the night one recap after Gunther picked up the win, that he has made it very clear that his dream match in the WWE is to wrestle the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar. So that's something to keep an eye on down the line, whether it's truly over or not. But if it is, what a career! A 10-time
Mm-hmm.
champion. Obviously, we know what he's done outside of the WWE, being a UFC champion in the heavyweight division, and even played in the NFL for a bit. So just an all-time sports career, even outside the WWE. But one of the best to ever do it. Now you know that from that legendary 2002 OVW class, the only person left standing in the WWE full time is Randy Orton. Obviously, we documented that he was not able to get 15, but Brock Lesnar retired. Batista's been gone for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
John Cena retired. Um, so Randy, the last of his generation, so to speak. But
Mhm.
if that was it for Brock Lesnar, what a way to go out, putting a younger talent over. And it was reported as well that he handpicked Oba Femi for this
Mm-hmm.
role. So if that is indeed true, kudos to him. Very cool to see.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I thought it was a good match. Told the story it needed to. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm glad it wasn't a squash match. I mean, it wasn't. It was a 5 minute, actually
That's for
competitive
sure.
match. For a 5 minute match, it was competitive. So I liked it. I'm gonna be honest. I was sadder than I thought I'd be when he retired.
I wasn't.
Probably just because I grew up watching him,
So did
and
I.
a lot of retirements are just sad.
Yeah. But I
But
mean, I prefer his original ending where he handshaked Cody and walked off, and then he didn't show up for 2 years.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I like this was a passing of the torch.
I'm just saying. So
I
was
like
that.
that more. Nah, that wasn't not really. That was give just putting Cody higher
I guess.
on a pedestal. That wasn't like a passing of the torch.
I mean, whatever. It felt like a passing of the torch, and the original ending was a little bit better, in my opinion. All right.
Whatever. Next on the list is the ladder match. The 6-man ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas, do you want to start this one?
Yeah, only match of the night that I predicted incorrectly. Shout out Owen. Uh, Entertaining. That is what happened. But the star of the show was my pick,
Yep.
Well, yeah.
and Vince.
It was my
It's like
backup.
Very,
bouncy.
very,
There
solid
you go.
WrestleMania debut to say the least. They're gonna have that move of him hitting the OG cutter on Rusev, falling off the ladder, off the top rope, was where he jumped from
Mm-hmm.
on his highlight mixtape for years to come. Just unreal. What a WrestleMania moment for him. But obviously he did solid, more than solid, I should say. Hype him up a bit more. I'm just a little sad he didn't get the win because I would have liked to see him become the youngest Intercontinental
Mm-hmm.
Champion. But I'm sure his time will come eventually.
Yeah, he still
He
got some
didn't want to
time.
end his reign too early. He just won it, about a
Mhm.
month or so ago. So congrats to him. He continues that. But just a lot of high flying action, which is what we expected from a ladder match. This match went 15 minutes, so longer than the
Mm-hmm.
first.
Yeah.
But once again, did what it needed to do. A lot of high flying action, especially when you have a ton of luchadors, right? Like Dragon Lee, Penta, Rey Mysterio. So you saw Rey Mysterio hit a 619 with a ladder.
Mm-hmm.
That's always cool to see. Dragon Lee hit a Styles Clash. Still paying homage to the tag team partner that he won gold with and AJ
Yep.
Styles. And then my favorite spot of the night, well, two really, they're both from Penta. Besides that Javon Evans one, because that definitely stole the show, is whenever he hit the Mexican Destroyer on the ladder to JD
Mm-hmm.
McDonough. First off, props to JD McDonough because that looked like an insane bump to take, but he took it like a champ. Was a little worried that he might get injured there just because of the severity of it, how it looked. But he seemed to be fine. Hope he's okay. Again, the Mexican Destroyer always exciting, especially when a ladder is involved. And then whenever Penta picked up Rey Mysterio and threw him on top of
Mm-hmm.
Rusev, and they broke a ladder. That was just insane. Like threw him like it was a cannonball, just crashing down on the big man Rusev, broke the ladder. So a lot of entertaining spots. Congrats to Penta again. Congrats to Owen for getting his pick right. And hopefully Javon Evans' time will come soon because he showed that, with a ton of superstars in the ring that he can excel. And, it just did a really good job of displaying all the talent that was involved. And Michael Cole did a great job as well on commentary, just running through every man's accomplishments and, what they did to get to this match. Obviously, they were not just handpicked, they had to go through and win main event matches that were on YouTube. So, congrats to all of them for getting that far and just putting on a great ladder match. First hour of free TV on ESPN was a solid one. I think they
Mm-hmm.
did a lot to support.
Yeah, it was a good match. I mean, for 15 minutes, it was a little short for a ladder match, but yeah, it was pretty solid. I just wish Javon would win. Penta should put under should be able to put over the younger talent. It's very egotistical of him, but I'm not mad about it. Still should have been Javon. Yeah, it was a solid match. I mean, just you usually get a really good match with ladder matches. I don't know. I don't really know a bad ladder match. I'm sure he probably knows one.
Probably a Money in the Bank one
Well,
year.
no, I think probably the only one I can think of is probably the one where Brock won, but that was in the last 30 seconds.
I think that match was still pretty bad. Anyway,
I will say my only nitpick is that for the first hour of wrestling for free, we only got 20 minutes of actual wrestling.
well, to be fair,
You can't say that's counting the entrances.
no, I was gonna say entrance. I was gonna say that you got the national anthem. You got John Cena coming out saying "Welcome."
The
By the
national
time, by
anthem
the
was before the show.
no, it wasn't.
It was
But
during the pre-show.
no, it wasn't. Because by the time Brock came out, it was or Oba came out. It had already been like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's bad.
So
That's a
well,
bad look.
that's just how it's just setting it up, setting up the stage. You know,
It's still a
because you got
bad
to
look.
change. Yeah, they changed the stage. They had Joe Jonas be like, God bless America.
That's
And
still
then John Cena came out and he was like, last night was fun,
no.
which
They
is a
changed the
lie.
stage when John Cena came out.
Whatever. It still took 20 minutes.
I
And
think it,
no,
I think
20
it took
minutes
like
till the bell rang. So that's also including entrances. But it
um,
took time. So you got to take that into account.
it's still
Everything
not
after,
enough.
that's not an
Yeah,
excuse.
still not enough. But forgot what I was gonna say.
You were just talking about the runtime.
I know there's something else I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I loved Penta's entrance because he had the Shao Kahn helmet from Mortal Kombat, and it was an advertisement of Mortal Kombat 2 coming
Mm-hmm.
in theaters at May 8th, I believe. Go check it out. Not paid.
Yeah. You've never even seen it.
But yeah, really cool entrance. I have no idea what Ray's entrance was supposed to be. I saw a few people
I
say
didn't
like
see
Daredevil, and
it.
I'm like, he has a cape.
They said it was Deadpool inspired. I'm reading the Bleacher Report
He had
review
a
right now.
cape.
It
Where was
said
I?
Deadpool inspired gear.
I
So
didn't
that's obviously
see
what they
it.
talked
Oh, you
about.
and Thomas were doing like recording your thing
Oh, yeah.
for Film Fest. But
That's
yeah,
right.
like I said, pretty solid match. I mean, I just wish Penta didn't win.
Is that it?
And it was too short. Yeah, that's about it.
First off, I'd like to say, I told y'all so. No one believed me. Um, yeah, overall the match was pretty solid. I really liked it.
Hmm.
Once I was pleasantly surprised. I saw it. I kind of figured it would be one of the better matches of the whole show, night 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So like it was expected, in my opinion. But I mean, it was still a great match. I mean, I do wish it was like 20 minutes, 25 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
but it told what it needed to of just fight for the belt.
Yeah.
You know, there was no like storyline needed for it, and it worked. Let me see. Yeah, I thought the spots were cool. The Javon Evans one was cool. Pentathorn Ray was cool. Penta doing the Mexican Destroyer was cool. The whole match was cool. I didn't like. There was not a moment where I was like, I'm bored with
Mm-hmm.
this match, and that's
Yeah, it
that's
was nonstop action all the way
yeah.
through.
Yeah.
That makes the match, in my opinion, good. If I'm not bored,
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the things. So after that, we're gonna move on to the next match.
Trouble, trouble.
That was not the next match, Ethan.
Sorry, it's in my head. It's
That
not a
was the
good
night
song, but
before.
it's in my head.
We've got Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. Thomas, you start.
Yeah, whoop that trick, baby. Trick Williams, Columbia, South Carolina zone. Played football at Keenan High, then later on at the University of South Carolina, where we are currently students, becoming the
Like a
United
dog
States
face.
champion, defeating the Gingerbread Man, Sammy Hogan. No, I'm playing. Sami
Yeah.
Zayn.
If Sami
Uh,
Zayn won, I'd call
you
him
know,
Sammy Hogan.
what a
Yeah.
match. Obviously, would have liked to have seen it go a bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
But again,
Only
very much
7
like the
minutes.
opener did what it needed to do. You put Trick over in his first ever WrestleMania. The crowd's behind him. They're chanting "Whoop that Trick." They're booing Sami Zayn. You just love to see it. And the action for the length of the match, it was good for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like because you have Yachty obviously introduce Trick Williams, Lil Yachty, that is, for those who don't know. And are like, what the heck are you talking about? The famous rapper is good friends with Trick Williams. Trick comes out, bell rings, match gets started, and you have a little bit of shenanigans, right? You have um, Sami Zayn come out because Lil Yachty was, not even trying to get involved. He was just hyping up Trick Williams, and Sami Zayn took exception to that. So, throws him into the barricade. And then later on, you see Yachty jump back up, and then while the ref isn't looking, kind of throw Sammy between the ropes. So a little bit of interference there, but I thought it was not needed necessarily, but a little bit validated, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
Lil Yachty himself has said that he is a huge fan of WWE, says he watches every Monday Night Raw, every Friday Night SmackDown, and appears to be very solid friends with Trick Williams. So I thought it wasn't out of place by any means, and it actually made sense for the story. But to Trick, he hit the head kick, which looked like it could have been for a near fall. The trick kick is what he calls it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sammy, tries to go for the haluva kick, which Trick reverses into a trick shot and then gets the 3 count for the win. So I thought it was really cool. You saw again both guys hit their finisher. You saw a haluva kick from Sammy. Trick kicks out for a near fall. The trick kick for a near fall, and then finish it off with the trick shot. So super excited that USC's own, Columbia's own Trick Williams is a United States champion. He is now 1/4 of his way to becoming a Grand Slam champion. Hope he makes it there one day. But always important to get your first belt. Hopefully he walks into Columbia, South Carolina on May 15th at Friday Night
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown with the U.S. title. Hopefully host an open challenge, and can't wait to see who answers it should that be the case.
Uh, so 7 minutes. It was a good match. I won't lie. I was watching. I was like, man, this is actually a decent match. And then it ended. I was like, that's it. But it told a good, proper story because I mean, for 7 minutes, I guess. Um, one thing, Tom, I did pick Trick Williams to win, by the way. So that put me at 2-1.
Same. I was 2-1 as well. I also
Yep,
picked Trick.
because I guess little bro. Um, one thing Thomas didn't mention is Trick Williams' entrance. Because he had a long cape that was like a mile long. I
It
mean,
was definitely not a mile.
it's it was that was just insane. It was just like wow. Obviously, we had a little more emotion than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a pretty solid match. I just wish we got to hear from Columbia, South Carolina be announced. I wanted to hear it.
No,
I mean,
I was
that was very
agreeing.
bad.
I wasn't like I was saying because you know how they didn't do it.
Yeah, they didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. It's
Yeah,
hard to say because
Tom?
it's a 7 minute match, and Thomas pretty much also said everything that needed to be said. I mean, it was a good match. Trick won. I'm very happy for him, and I hope he gets to walk into Colonial Life Arena in Columbia, South Carolina, with the title, even though they got backlash the week before.
Mm-hmm.
And
He
Owen's
better
like,
not get backlash.
yeah, Owen is literally like, oh, I don't think they're gonna. I think he might lose. I'm like,
Yeah,
dog, it won't even be. It'll be a 2 week reign.
that's happened.
I know,
Yeah.
but
I
I
don't.
don't think it'll happen to Trick. He's insanely over. He's probably just gonna run back the Sammy match, and then if he wins,
Agree
then
with
we can
that.
call him Sammy Hogan and boo him. I mean, I'll
Yeah,
do it
exactly.
anyway. I don't like him.
Yeah, the gingerbread man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like this match. I made one. It made me 3-0.
you know.
Let's see. Obviously, the entrance was amazing.
Yeah.
Whoop that trick. It was probably the best entrance of the night,
One of
other than like Roman and Finn
Punk.
Balor.
Oh.
Eh, Punk's was
Eh,
okay. Punk's was okay. I mean, mm,
eh.
yeah. Quit making that noise. Time out.
I was mocking you. What
Pause.
do you mean pause? I was
Sounded
mocking
weird,
you.
bruh. Anyway, um, let's see. There were a couple moments in the match I thought were like that kind of got me to pop because I thought it was it. Even when Sammy almost won. For
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
7 minutes, I was invested.
I know.
We were all kind of invested in this match.
Yeah,
We
and then
wanted Trick to win so bad.
yeah, and then a
Yeah,
trick
we
when
all stood up and started cheering whenever he got the
yeah,
pin.
Hmm.
Confirmed that he
yeah,
won.
and our friend who does not watch wrestling was there and was just looked at us like we were crazy.
Hey, he was saying whoop that trick
Yeah,
with
he
his
was
mouth
He
saying it with
open.
did? I didn't
yes
hear him.
during the entrance. He and Thomas were going whoop that trick.
Huh?
Yeah. Everybody loves
He
him.
said whoop that trick.
Uh-huh.
Okay, bro.
And I
No,
will
I
say
agree.
too, to Ethan's point, obviously, well, it sucked that Alicia Taylor didn't do the ring announcements,
Yeah.
didn't do Sammy, didn't um, introduce Trick. Yachty did still introduce Trick coming off the ramp. That was neat. And I heard it for a split second on the broadcast. Michael Cole did mention that Trick played at South Carolina, so
Yeah.
that was
I heard
really
that.
cool to hear
I heard that for a
on the
split second
biggest
too.
stage of pro wrestling to hear the university that we attend be mentioned. So that was a cool moment for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked it. Glad Trick won. Thank goodness. Just hope he doesn't lose at Backlash.
Mm.
Because it could still happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I
Heck,
don't.
Roman
If
could
there's
lose
support,
at
it's gonna happen.
I hope he
Backlash.
does.
Because the pop he will get walking
Oh,
into
yeah.
Columbia. I mean, regardless of whether he's a champ or not.
He's going to get a
But
thunderous pop.
if he has a title,
Yeah. He's going to get a huge pop no matter what. It's
yeah, that's what I'm
warranted.
saying. But I would like it to be obviously with the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. He better open the show, bro. I'm not even lying.
I don't think.
I-
I don't. I
He
don't think he
better
will.
open and close the show.
It'd be whoever's the champ, and hopefully that won't be Cody.
It'll
I
be
hope it's
Cody.
Cody. I gotta do the woe again. Well,
No, I really hope it's not Cody.
It'll be
So I
it'll
can
be
laugh.
listen, it'll
He didn't get to the
either
whoa.
way, we will get to see the first week after Backlash.
Yeah, so we'll get
So we'll
everything
get to
set up.
see who his next opponent will be. And that'll be worth it.
yeah, that'll lead in a clash in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Next on the docket, we've got Dominic Mysterio, who I definitely didn't almost just say Rey Mysterio. That's for sure.
The better Mysterio.
Dom Mysterio versus the Demon Finn Balor. Just gonna give a round of applause for that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan, take it away.
Too short.
Okay.
Way too short. It was a 10-minute match.
I know what it was. I watched it.
It should have been at least 15, maybe 16. Just something to sort of build a little more story out of. But I get it. It's a demon. He's overpowered. Yada yada yada. But I don't know. I felt like with the way the story was of Finn being betrayed, I wish he kind of lashed out a little more than everything. But for a street fight, it didn't feel like one. I'm gonna be honest. It felt more like an Extreme Rules or something. It didn't feel. It was like a street fight. You expect a little more out of it. But that's just me in my opinion. Other than that, solid match. Told the story it needed to. I don't really have much else to say about it.
Thomas.
Yeah, I got this match correct.
Oh, I
Finn
did.
Balor
I did as well. I
fi-
forgot to mention.
So did I.
Yeah.
back on top where he belongs. He got his WrestleMania moment as the Demon was previously 1-1, now has a winning record at WrestleMania. Is now 2-1 as the Demon persona. So that's always great to see. And you know, he should not be this character in every match, right? Like this character needs to be reserved for a must-win
Mm-hmm.
back against the wall situation, and that's what this was. It's showing who was the true leader of the Judgment Day. He had to overcome all this numbers games, so to speak, and taken out by just all the Judgment Day. JD, Liv, Raquel, and then obviously Dominic, who landed the first
Roxanne. You forgot
pinch on him,
Roxanne.
so to speak. And so again, obviously, being a street fight, having it only be 10 minutes. I believe that's what Ethan said it was.
Yep.
A little disappointing, but really happy to see Finn get the win. And for it only being 10 minutes, it had a lot of action. You saw
Mm-hmm.
right away they brought out the kendo sticks. They brought out the steel chairs. The steel chairs were kind of a fixture of this because you saw Dominic Mysterio put a chair around Finn Balor's neck and then hit a 619. And then he attempted a frog splash out of that 619 off the top rope for a near fall. And then on the other side, Finn uh, put a steel chair around Dominic's neck and then hit a shotgun drop kick.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, my personal favorite spot, it was for the win. You saw a coup de grace through a table to get the 3 count for Finn Balor. So very action packed, fit into what I guess I'll call a tight 10 minutes. But they hit their spots well. You legitimize Finn Balor once again because he proved that he could still wrestle at a high level in those 2 matches he had against CM Punk for the World Heavyweight title. But now he proved that he can win once again on the biggest stage at WrestleMania, further legitimizing the Demon persona. So happy he brought it back, and super excited to see what's next for him going forward. Whether they continue this rivalry with Dominic, or whether or not it was put to rest. Just again, really happy he's back in the win column. Happy he's back wrestling in big time matches because he deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Obviously, I like the match. Finn Balor fan, biggest one of the group. It also made me 4-0 on the night. Not to brag. He was gonna hit me.
I might.
Um,
I'm
yeah.
considering it.
I mean, I obviously, it's been my sentiment the whole time. Is I wish it was a little longer,
Mm-hmm.
especially given that it was a street fight. But I still liked it. I thought it was a great match. It told what story it needed to, and honestly, Finn Balor to me, what I saw was him kind of dominating the whole match,
Mm-hmm.
which helped the Demon
Yeah,
aspect. And not only that, because he dominated the whole match, it was shorter and it made a little more sense.
Yeah.
So I mean, that kind of helped, but it was still a great match. I liked how when he did the shotgun drop kick, the chair went flying off of Dom's head. I don't know. I feel like Dom just kind of threw it off, but it was still funny to me. Um, when he did the coup de grace through the table, I did get scared for a little bit, just because of how Finn was like laying and like how he
yeah,
landed.
he kind of like landed on his neck awkwardly. I was like, oh no, but then
Neck
he rolled over and got the pin.
on his neck. What match were you watching? He didn't land on his neck.
Well, he like kind of because the table broke and he like fell
Yeah.
down
Well,
awkwardly.
he fell down and he's kind of laid. This is
Yeah.
Finn, by the way.
Like his head was
He
like kind
just
of on
like
its side.
he's kind of laid on the table. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
He kind of like folded up onto it. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm probably doing a bad job describing it, but that's kind of what I'm trying to say. But no, one thing too, and I was very surprised to see this, because it's not Dominic's character at
Mhm.
all,
Mhm.
is that he tried to do it alone,
Yeah.
and you didn't see any interference from JD McDonough,
Mhm.
which I'm sure he's backstage getting cleared by medical after the beating he took in that ladder match. But you
Sure.
didn't see any of the women for the Judgment Day, Roxanne
Mhm.
Perez, Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan. Neither of them came out, tried to cause any distractions. It was just
Yeah.
a true one-on-one match. And it kind of, continuing with the theme of Dominic's character, showed that when it matters most, he can't really get it done without help.
Mhm.
And it showed that Finn Balor is someone who can. So I thought that was kind of a really neat aspect to see as well. I was expecting to fully see, especially with it being a street fight, some shenanigans from the Judgment Day, once again trying to play the numbers game, but it did not work out that way for Dom. And I'm sure, tonight on Monday Night Raw, he'll probably throw a fit and be like, "Where were you guys?"
Mhm.
Kind of further adding to the tension that's going on within their faction. But just once again, so happy for Finn Balor. And, hopefully he's on the Raw after Mania tonight and announces what his next plans are.
Yeah, I really hope this leads to a Finn Balor push too. He needs it. For
Mhm.
my sanity, he needs it. I guess is a better way to put it.
Since John retired, you need someone to root
Please,
for.
Please speed. I need this.
You were wearing the Finn Balor shirt yesterday, so you were a good luck charm.
well, I mean, I kind of figured he'd win anyway, but
Mm.
that's just my opinion. Next on the list, we've got Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. Thomas, you go first.
Yeah, so once again, correctly predicted this match. Only one I got wrong was the ladder match, like I said. 5-1 on the night. 8-5 overall for the Mania. Not a bad record by any means, but really happy to see Rhea Ripley win the title. Yeah, I thought it was a really good match. They were just going back and forth, two just powerhouses, very much like Brock and Oba. But both of these women just absolutely shredded, uh, very muscular. And, you had interference from Mission and BFAB. Io Sky comes out to even the odds, hits a moonsault off the top rope and takes them both out. And then that allows Rhea Ripley to hit a riptide and get the pin. So, longest women's match of this Mania.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they did a good job with it. It was probably Jade Cargill's best match to date. I would chalk that up to Rhea Ripley being able to get the best out of her opponents. She is a top five, if not top three, women's superstar on this roster currently.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and just one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time, just in general, especially at such a young age. But back on top of the mountain, she's been here before. Really excited to see what she does with the title. Now, obviously, gonna transition, what she has been this feud, but now for sure transition from Monday Night Raw to Friday Night SmackDown, being their women's undisputed champion. So, gonna be interesting to see, who challenges her next, whether or not, Jade Cargill wants a rematch or they go in another
Mm-hmm.
direction. But
Mhm.
really happy to see Rhea Ripley get the win because no disrespect to Jade Cargill, it just was not a good reign in my opinion. And Rhea Ripley, we've seen what she can do with a belt. So I think it was the right decision and glad to see her get the win.
Yeah. For this match being 10 minutes in a Jade Cargill match, I'm surprised it even lasted that long. But it was a good match. I won't lie. And like Thomas said, that is probably due to Rhea Ripley, and I kind of figured that that was why they put Jade against Rhea, so that way we could get a good match out of Jade. But yep, I got this prediction right as well, so that leaves me at 4-1 at this point. So very happy about that at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But But yeah, I was very surprised that this had interference and the Finn and Dom match didn't. You know, like, do we really care that Meechin and BFAB interfered? No. Do we care that EO came to help? I
No,
guess.
oh yeah,
I guess.
At least she got some sort of spotlight
yeah.
at
Now everyone can
WrestleMania.
stop complaining that she
Well,
wasn't on the
it wasn't
card.
because they were building the Oscar and EO match, and then it just never happened.
Maybe Oscar's hurt. I don't know.
I think we would have heard about that by now.
Never
But
know.
yeah, like I said, good match. I also realized we have not been giving these matches out of 10 like we did for night one. Um,
Would you like to go back and retroactively
I could.
give your rating out of 10? Make it quick.
Yeah. Or we could save that for after.
Why not?
Okay.
Why
Yeah,
not save
that's
for that?
Yeah, because at this point it's kind of
yeah.
too far.
I would say we're almost at the end of the card.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably the most predictable outcome of the entire show. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
This one could have only have gone one way. This and the Oba match could have only gone one way.
I mean, we literally went last yesterday.
This was the only match all of us agreed.
Yeah, all of us literally just went Rhea and we moved on.
Yeah, like there's nothing, there wasn't much to go on. I'm like, oh, what if Jade went? I mean, if Jade had won, that'd have been the biggest like whoa moment.
Yeah, they would have put her over.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's just that she isn't good enough on the mic and in ring to get that moment. Yeah. Once she improves, absolutely they could have done that. But the way that they built this match, it was not going to happen, in my opinion. But yeah, that's all I got. Good, solid match for 10 minutes. Still, and I am surprised that this is the longest women's match because it should have been Liv and Stephanie.
Yeah.
Not biased or anything.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. This match was better than I thought it would be by a wide margin. This match made me 5-0 up to this point. Ethan hates it.
Penta. Who picks Penta?
The guy who knows ball.
Hey, he got it right, didn't he?
I guess, little bro.
There were a couple of moments where I kind of thought Jade might win, to be honest.
The one wing angel.
Well, it wasn't called that.
It's not it's not. I mean, the move is the one winged angel, but it's not like what it was called. But yeah, I thought
not protected as well.
Yeah, I thought that was it.
It
for
was
a little
her
bit.
version of it.
Yeah.
Kenny does it better.
But it was a good match. Jade's definitely her best match that I've seen, and I've been watching her since AEW. So
yeah, well, that is a pretty low bar.
I know, but still, props to her for showing some improvement. Rhea, obviously, we knew was going to win it. Just had that feeling. What else do I want to say about this match? I mean, the interferences weren't needed, but like, I didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. But yeah, that it was fairly decent match for 10 minutes. Props to him.
Yeah.
So next on the docket,
the main event.
Oh
yeah.
John Cena came out yet again to announce the attendance.
It was like what, 55,255 people.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, there's a
355.
lot of fives in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a ton of fives. But then the Miz came out
with Kit Wilson.
Saying, my guess is because I couldn't hear, was him saying that he could do a better job than John Cena, which is why the Miz was like, "Welcome to wrestling" or whatever it was, whatever he said.
Yeah.
And then, as we all kind of figured from the reports earlier in the week, Danhausen showed up with. I'm only saying this because Michael Cole said it.
Yeah.
He had midget versions of him.
Oh, and that is offensive. How dare you?
Michael Cole said it. I'm gonna say it. Michael Cole said it on a worldwide broadcast.
You know,
I can say it on a podcast. Okay,
that's also the kind of wrestling it's called.
he had midgets, and he drove a mini-looking van slash tank.
It was actually in the shape of a coffin. I noticed that.
Hmm. I don't know if it was like a tank or like
I
a
think it was just
minivan.
a drivable coffin because
It
that's
was
like his gimmick.
like it was hard to tell.
Bleacher Report referred to it as the Danhausen Mobile.
That didn't help me at all.
I'm pretty
You
sure it was a
seen the
coffin.
Batmobile, bro?
I'm pretty
I
sure it was a
guess.
coffin. I think it was a coffin. Anyway,
I mean, in some versions of Batman, like take the Dark Knight for example, it's just a tank.
yeah.
Exactly.
So,
It doesn't help.
yeah.
I know this is just a roofless car.
Like,
A Tankhausen,
yeah.
a
Um,
Carhausen. I don't know.
I can't remember what happened next. I know Kit Wilson got hit in the nuts.
They attacked.
I know a midget got pushed. I just don't
Better
remember.
question is what didn't happen.
That's fair. The Miz got legitimately carried away
Yeah.
by the midgets,
And then Danhausen did this little puff of smoke in front of the audience.
and
The midgets dropped the Miz. Not
and
even kidding.
it was funny because the smoke went off to make it seem like he disappeared, and Danhausen just stood there, which obviously was the point, was to make a joke, but it was still funny.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice, very evil.
Yeah,
WrestleMania Hausen.
please
We
don't
finally
say
got a
WrestleMania
WrestleMania Hausen moment.
He keeps adding Hausen to everything.
Thomas says Hausen to everything now.
It's so fun to say. Hey, you don't like me saying Hausen? You
Nope,
are
not me.
cursed.
You have no power over this. Your power don't work.
That thing started happening on this podcast. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you have to take full on responsibility for this from
No,
now
he could
on.
just blame Dan Hausen. He's a bad influence and must be removed from the roster to prevent anything else.
All right, Karen, calm down.
Get him out of here. He's evil.
But the segment, it was fun. Probably, honestly, one of my favorite moments of the whole WrestleMania weekend.
That's
I thought it was entertaining.
that's an insane take.
It was entertaining. I don't know what you want
It
me to
was
say.
funny, I will say.
Yeah, it was
Anything
funny, but I
more than
wouldn't
funny,
say
I think, is a bit much.
I
But
I said
wouldn't
one of.
I
I
wouldn't
didn't
say
say
like
it
the best
was.
moment.
I said one of.
You said best.
Well, we got the main event, Trick, Demon Finn,
Which main event?
the
You said event.
tonight, not tonight, night two.
There you go.
You not much happened in night one that you could walk away and be like, oh yeah, that was awesome. I guess Liv winning, like
Yeah,
there's
you
not
can.
much. There's really just not
Her
much.
entrance as well.
and my goat retaining,
No, bottom.
and my other goat winning back her title. It was a good night for my goat.
Becky Lynch.
Still bottom. I mean,
I'll
I
be
guess
honest.
Seth match, and then you got
I'm be honest.
Danhausen segment.
When Thomas was
just-
like the goat got her title back, my immediate thought was Rhea Ripley,
My immediate thought was the tag match.
and only because you already
Right.
brought up.
Well, I don't even consider either of them the goat. I was just not thinking.
Yeah, the only reason
Yeah.
I thought Rhea was because you already mentioned Liv, so I didn't think I needed to be said.
Anyway,
Last thing I will say about Danhausen is
no.
because he came out and shook John Cena's hand. Hopefully, further down the line, he will host Hausen at a WrestleMania Hausen. That
I
would
really
be
want
fire.
to kick him out with call, but I
I'm
don't
about to
think I have the
walk
power.
That's the last thing I'll say about it. But it would be cool to see him host. He'd be funny on the mic. You can't deny that.
Nope. All right.
Anyway, it's time for the main event. Ethan, your favorite was in this match.
Mhm.
Why don't you start us off?
I got my pick wrong. I
Sorry.
picked CM Punk.
I said, look at the shirt he's wearing.
Yeah, I picked CM Punk off of the fact that Roman is a part timer.
Not anymore.
He is for the summer. He said that.
Yeah, he's gonna be around all summer.
Yeah, he said he was gonna be around all summer. Then after that, he's probably gonna dip because he's a loser. Only losers dip.
Don't talk about my.
I didn't realize being a
I don't
full-time
care.
dad was loser mentality.
Ooh, what you gotta say to that, son?
He's a
Little bro.
champion. He's supposed to be a full-time champ. Part-time
But
champs
that's
suck.
not his biggest
But yeah,
priority.
Ethan, well, you're
He
a
has a
fool.
family. Are you saying he should neglect his family to defend the belt?
Yes.
Yeah,
It gives
wow.
him money to help provide for his family.
Ethan, I promise you, I don't think Roman needs to work another day in his
He
life.
doesn't. So then why is he still here?
He's a made man. Why? Because he loves wrestling.
Sure, look, if he loved it, he wouldn't be part-time. Got him.
That's why
Dude,
AJ Lee keeps leaving.
That's not the point.
That,
Yeah, because the
that,
man in the household is
that.
providing for the family.
What family? No, I'm kidding. That was me.
That was mean. Oh, and how dare you?
But you can't bash Roman for being part time and then turning a blind eye when AJ Lee leaves for the 5th time since her return.
She signed on for part-time.
Then why are you complaining though?
Because Roman's a champ.
And
He's not.
AJ Lee was the Intercontinental
No
champ,
one cares about the Intercontinental
but
Championship.
she was still a champion.
Yeah, for a month.
how dare you disrespect Becky's title like that?
Man,
No
I
one
don't
cares.
really care about that.
Anyway, talk about the match. That your guy lost. Loser.
It was very entertaining. It was a very good match. It was the longest match of the entire WrestleMania at 34 minutes.
I don't think Ethan's happy about
No, it
that.
was a little short. I was expecting like 40, 45.
It felt like an hour.
It should have been an hour.
Granted, Sharknado 6 felt like 40 hours.
That
So
was
that didn't
almost
help
an hour.
either.
That's because we were watching the extended version.
That's
It
true.
was not. It was still an hour, like an hour and 20, like all the others.
But anyway,
I don't think it was.
back on
extended.
track and away from Sharknado.
Gotta mention the GOAT franchise. My bad, bro.
AEW did the original theme better. I will
It's the
say
same
that.
theme.
No, and I'll tell you why. Because when AEW did it, they played it during the entire entrance. And he came out in his Ring of Honor jacket, so he was wearing.
He
it.
did that last year,
I'm just saying.
didn't he? What did he come out in last year?
I don't remember.
It was not WrestleMania with because he was wearing some yellow thing with a gray hoodie for that entrance. But yeah, I think because I know Logan was like AEW it wasn't that good when they did it. I'm like, brother, and they literally played it during the entire entrance, and the crowd was singing it. And he was wearing the jacket. Punk didn't even do that this time. I don't know what he was wearing.
I already forgot what he was wearing.
Some
That
white
sounded
thing with
horrible.
like wrestler names on it. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he had Larry.
It was
on
all like those wrestling heroes.
Yeah, and it's like, I guess, little bro.
Other than Brett, who?
I don't know. I couldn't read the names.
So tired of him.
Like he had Harley Race on there. I know that.
Yeah, but it's Harley Race.
Did he have Piper on him?
Did he have Randy on it? Randy Savage, I mean.
Yeah.
Macho Man.
I just remember Harley Race.
Well, you're a fake fan. You don't know. I'm kidding.
He doesn't care
I'm
about
not a
him.
fan like you are.
Yeah, I don't care.
I didn't see the names.
I did. Just kind of ignored him. I was busy watching Sharks in the.
I should have known it was over when Roman came out to the original Tribal Chief theme. But yeah, like I said, it was a pretty solid match. Probably the best match of the entire show. They Punk usually brings out the best in people, and so does Roman. So you got two people that bring out the best of their opponents, and I mean, you got a good match. It was not a 5-star match by any means, because Roman should have been disqualified. Actually, because he used steps and hit Punk in front of the ref. The ref was watching. That was a DQ.
There was another show. I don't remember what it was. It might have been AW. It might have been WWE where they did something like that. And I was like,
I'm just saying. I think it was WWE. WWE tends to do that a lot. Actually, I've noticed that.
Whatever.
They just kind of just don't care.
I mean, the ref wasn't even counting. The ref was out in the crowd with the wrestlers.
I know. It's like, what are we doing?
No one
anymore?
cares.
This is a normal one-on-one match. They still get counted out and disqualified, and the ref's just like, it's like, what are you doing?
It was strange to see no stipulation added.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, still a great match though.
Yeah. And then of course he made Punk bleed. I have no idea if it was a blade or not. Yeah, it was a good match. Very solid inning. Thomas will probably go more in depth in the match than I probably will.
as he usually does.
Yes, because
I tried my best.
I do not
Yeah,
have the
for
best
We're not
memory
trashing
when it
you.
comes to moments in matches. I just usually remember
Yeah.
the outcome and whether or not I liked it. If people go into detail, then I'm like, oh yeah, that did happen. But yes, I ended the night 4-2. I'm very disappointed in that
Mm-hmm.
because Roman won.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, now we got a part-time champion, and it's stupid. No, kidding. I'm not gonna leave. Yeah, it was a solid match, best match of the night. I'm just sorry. I'm kind of regurgitating. I don't know what else to say.
Reiterating.
Regurgitating, regurgitating,
Reiterating.
reiterating. It's the same thing.
Regurgitation. Do you know what that
I'm
is?
regurgitating the same words
Just
over
say
and over.
reiterating.
I forgot the word.
You just grossed everybody out. Thomas, what'd you think?
like I said, I was like, is it my
So we
turn
can get away
yet?
from
Since
regurgitation
he's
over
just
here.
babbling on about how he hates the tribal chief Roman
I
Reigns and his
hate
quote
that
unquote
he's
part
part time.
time. Anyways, part time or not, we still have to acknowledge him because he is now the new World Heavyweight Championship. And yes, he in the past has called it the B title, but that was when Seth Rollins was the champion. And now that Roman Reigns is the new champion, the title is now relevant because of the tribal chief that is holding it. And not saying that it wasn't relevant when Punk was holding it, because Punk did a phenomenal job. But Roman will do an even more phenomenal job, in my opinion, especially with the revelation that he dropped on the post show that he will be around for the summer. So
Yeah.
hopefully, he's fighting all the PLEs, Backlash, Clash in Italy, SummerSlam. He said he's going to be on Monday Night Raw tonight. So interested to see, if he calls someone out or just, celebrates the victory. What's going to happen there? But yeah, really good match. I agree with Ethan 100%. Not just the best match of the night, but the best match of the weekend, hands down. May not have been a 5 star, but at least a 4.5 in my opinion. About as close as you could get, especially on this WrestleMania. If we're basing it purely on this WrestleMania, um, I think it was 5 stars in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
But again, not the highest bar set there, but still a great match nonetheless. I agree with Ethan. Was strange to see that the ref did not care at all that he used the steps, but it was cool to see the level of aggression that he was willing to go to beat CM Punk because he had previously stated, when he first chose CM Punk, that he chose him because he hated him, and you could really see that throughout this match. These two guys did not like each other. They were going at it the whole match. Lot of great spots. CM Punk hit an elbow drop through the announce table on Roman Reigns. That was really cool. Probably my favorite spot of the match. Went for go to sleep, the GTS. Roman kicked out with a near fall. Uh, Reigns then hit a spear, got back up, hit a double rope rebound, second spear, gets the pin. So, just all around great match. I love the violence. I love the intensity. Like Ethan said, Punk was bleeding. And at the end, too, they were kind of both just on the ground, kind of looking at each other. And it seemed like Punk kind of forgot where he was at for a minute because, like, dude, like, you should have tried to, hit him with a running knee, pick him back up for another GTS. But instead, he just stared at him, and that cost him
Mm-hmm.
because he got speared and then was laying on his back for the 3 count. So um, just phenomenal storytelling this entire feud all the way through. Obviously, got a little bit lackluster at the end just because those first two promos set the bar really, really high for this rivalry. But now Roman's put the Punk problem into bed seemingly, and he awaits new opponents, new challengers on the post show. Opa Femi called him out. Roman responded saying that he's been doing this for a long time and that he's defended the title across many PLEs. So that would be a dream match, maybe at SummerSlam. We were kind of talking pre-show before we came on air here. That would be something cool to see. Personally, I would like to see Seth Rollins wrestle him at some point down the line to try and get back the title
Mm-hmm.
that, in his eyes, he never lost, having to relinquish it due to injury. There's just so many different opportunities you can go because I even saw a report that Gunther maybe call out Roman Reigns. So there's a vast number of possibilities that can happen. And again, I'm interested to see what he does on Monday Night Raw. Does he, take a shot at Obafemi for calling him out, saying, "Oh, you think you can step to me just because you beat the Beast Brock Lesnar?" Like whatever it is that he does, it's gonna bring eyeballs. And Monday Night Raw, I think, not saying they didn't under Punk, but I will expect if Roman is doing what he says, being full time, especially for the summer, that the viewership will go up, the attendance will go up, all good things will start to happen for the flagship show with the tribal chief at the helm.
Hmm. Yeah. First off, I want to say 6-0.
That was I got that prediction right. I went 5-1. Like I said,
Well, it's better than what our co-host Logan got.
Call me Michael Jordan.
Our co-host Logan only got 1-5.
Call me Michael Jordan. The way I went 6-0.
undefeated, never
Never
lost.
lost on night 2. The match itself was good. I mean, obviously, like you guys have been saying, it was definitely the best of the night for sure. Well, best of the weekend for sure. I mean, it was the longest. It told the better story. Yada yada yada. You know, all that wonderful stuff. Um, I don't know what else to say about it. You guys have been kind of said it all. I mean, I liked it. Oh, I thought it was a great match. It was. I did think it was longer than 30 minutes, but
Mhm.
I mean, it
I mean, it
told.
was longer than 30 minutes. It was 34
Yeah,
minutes.
it's 34.
You know what I mean. It was really good. I think the finish was a little lackluster because it felt out of nowhere, but it also makes it better, I guess, in my opinion, because it's like, whoa, was it? You know, like I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what the first thing I said. I was like, did that ending feel a little underwhelming?
That's all I gotta say about it, honestly.
Out felt so good because, like I said, you saw Punk hit an elbow drop to the table, and another spot I forgot to mention, Roman Reigns did a power bomb to Punk through the table as well.
Hmm.
So they were just completely trashing all the announce desks. Spanish announce, obviously Cole and Wade, and then another thing too, just because I brought up how much they hate each other and how far they were both willing to go. Obviously, we saw Roman risking a DQ to blast Punk in the face with the steel steps
Hmm.
was that Punk low blowed Roman Reigns when the ref was
He like,
very
there we
heelish
go.
in that regard, very
Hmm.
MJF esque, if you will. And that still wasn't enough to get the count. And what I love most about
All right,
Would
cool.
lagged on our end,
Yeah.
is you can't win without your bloodline, but he did just that. So not only
but
did he put his Punk problem to rest, he put to rest the part time, which Ethan brought up, and he put to rest the fact that he can win on his own.
You lagged in
what
the
what
middle.
did you love about it?
We
Uh,
you came in when you said about him winning alone.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
we heard it from there
Um,
on.
Yeah, here I'll just repeat myself. Sorry for the lag. I was saying I love that he did it by himself. Didn't need any interference from his cousins, the Usos, anybody of the bloodline, and all that. So he, like I said, he put his Punk problem to rest, beating him in the main event, forcing CM Punk to acknowledge him as a tribal chief, become the new world heavyweight champion, and then put to bed the part time discussion because he said he will be full time over the summer.
Hmm.
Ethan brought that up. That was his big concern. Again, he said he's going to be on Raw tonight, so we'll see what happens with that. But and then last but not least, put to bed the discussion of what Punk's main argument was throughout this feud was, oh, you can't win without your bloodline, without your cousins, and he did just that in the main event on the biggest stage. So great to see for him, and looking excited to see more solo work from him going forward.
Hmm. Yeah. Do we want to give our like star ratings or whatever?
Yeah,
Real
I wouldn't
quick.
mind it.
All right, Brock versus
Uh,
Oba. Go.
5 out of 10.
I'd give it probably a 4 out of 10. Thomas.
that low.
Well, what did you give
Yeah,
it?
what'd you give it? I give it a 5. I give it in the middle. It did what it needed to do.
If we're doing that at 10, I guess, and I say this seriously, not as a joke, like a 6 or a 7 maybe, just because
Don't.
I thought for a 5-minute match, like that's about as good as you can get. I feel like
Yeah.
for a
Mhm.
5-minute match, and they both hit their heavy offense with the fall from grace, the F5, and the suplex. Paying homage to Suplex City, what we believe to be one last time, and the right guy won, as Ethan had
Mhm.
mentioned. There was only one way this could go. Brock puts the guy over on seemingly his way out. So yeah, I'd probably give it like a 6.5.
All right. Ladder match. 7.
6.5.
I would agree. Yeah, seven,
All right.
6.5.
in that
Only
range.
because Pinto won. And that
Trick.
was dumb.
Yeah, if Devon had gone over, I probably would have put it like an 8.
Yeah.
But
Strong
Trick.
guy won.
Trick versus Sammy. I'd give it.
6.5.
I was gonna say 6.5.
That's a solid rating.
I go with half a star higher. I'll say 7 out of 10. Could
I
have been
almost I
longer, but
almost said it,
like
but
I won. I can't complain.
yeah, I almost
Yeah.
said 7, but then I was like, it was a little too short for me.
Demon versus Dom.
6.
I'll probably say a 6 as well.
Yeah, for a street fight, it didn't feel like one.
It's too
Yeah,
short.
I agree with the 6, like 6 to 6.5.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of agreeing or going like half a star higher than you guys, but yeah, I think that's a solid assessment because Street Fight, you know, obviously they did use a lot of weapons, but it felt
Mhm.
very chair centric. Especially with Dominic, obviously, that's his thing, as he does the 619 with the chair. But also, I like the finish. Like I said, the coup de grace through the table was really cool.
Yeah.
And seeing him, in the demon attire, because whenever he gets that high, he's in the air. You kind of see them like flutter up. So again, right guy won. I think Ethan brought up how Rhea and Oba were the two winners that had to win. I would argue that Finn had to win as well to re-legitimize his character in this persona.
Mhm.
Um,
Rhea versus Jade. 3.
4.5.
And I'd give it. I'll say like a 5.5, just because I feel like it has to be somewhat high.
Yeah.
Because it was Jade Cargill's best match. I do have to give her credit where credit is due, even if I didn't like her reign as champion.
Mm-hmm.
But again, got the right winner. They both looked good in ring. The interference definitely dragged it down a bit. Um, Especially Mishin and BFAB working with Jade, because before they started working with her, they were seemingly her rivals. So that
Yeah.
kind of just happened out of nowhere. Io, obviously, we understand, was Rhea Ripley's tag partner. They won the tag titles together.
Mhm.
Um, Obviously being Rio, but could have gone without that for sure, and that kind of dragged it down a bit. But solid in ring work from Jade, her best yet in the WWE, and obviously we know what kind of wrestler Rio is, elevating her
Mm-hmm.
opponents as well as just performing outstanding herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Main event. I give it an 8.5.
8. Solid 8.
Excuse me.
Mm. Yeah, and I'd probably lean more towards the 8.5. Um,
I almost said
Again,
7.5.
right winner. Obviously, I'm happy I got it right.
Mm-hmm.
But I really truly do think that Roman had to win here, because he made the comment. Right, I don't remember if it was on First Take or another ESPN network show, or maybe a podcast or something. But he said, if I lose to CM Punk, then what am I doing here? Like, I have to win this.
Mhm.
And so when you say something like that, um, the fans kind of start to speculate, oh well, like, because in the past he has been part-time and he is a family man, like, should he lose this, will he go away? And that probably wasn't going to happen, but it gets the fans thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
And especially if you're a Roman Reigns fan, I'd be kind of panicking getting his history, hearing him say stuff like that. So whenever you're framing it in that kind of way, it's, oh, he has to win, and
Mhm.
he did. So, and again, I like the fashion he did it in, got it done by himself. Looking forward to what he does next, especially what's with extra CM Punk as well. Obviously his wife AJ Lee gonna take some time off, but he's a hard worker. Does he take time off, or does he just keep pushing after a loss? Because last year we saw Cody Rhodes take about a month off, was not on SmackDown, before he returned Saturday night's main event. So I mean, you see what happens with Punk. Obviously, different champs handled losses differently. That no one is the same, but be interesting to see what his approach he takes with that will be.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, for WrestleMania, both nights, what do we give them?
5.5.
I would say like maybe a 6.
Yeah, night two was just so much better than night one, and
Mm-hmm.
again, I like that my guy Cody Rhodes retained, that Becky Lynch, my favorite women's wrestler, won her title back in the Intercontinental Championship. It was just very lackluster, even with Gunther and Seth putting on what I thought was a really solid match.
Yeah.
It just was not a good card whatsoever. The matches were too short.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I guess outside interference, so to speak. Obviously, the main event had Jelly Roll and McAfee.
Shenanigans.
But night two definitely made up for a lot of night one shortcomings.
So I had a
Again, like
feeling
I
it
said,
would.
best match of the whole show by far, and they all were fairly long compared to. I brought it up, in our group chat because Ethan had sent us the match times. There were 4 double-digit minute matches compared to 2 the previous night, so I really liked that, and I really liked all the winners, except obviously Penta because I got that one wrong. But
Yeah, also night
uh,
2 was just a shorter night.
Yeah.
Like, that ended
yeah,
like early, whereas night
that's
1,
because they had one less match. There were
yeah,
6 compared to
but
7 the previous night.
it
Again,
still
not a
went on
joke.
like a full extra hour night as a
Yeah,
and with the matches being that short, that just meant that they did a lot of that.
I think I agree with Ethan's overall of 6 though, because night one was like a 2,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest. But I guess that means I'm giving night two a 4, and then combine those to make a 6. But I thought it was really good. Night one probably will be forgotten by a lot of people, but by no means do I think, especially the main event of night two, should be forgotten for a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Well, I think that's gonna do it.
Yeah, because they haven't uploaded their thing of like what's gonna happen tonight. They haven't said who's gonna show up, what
Mhm.
matches we're gonna get. So we don't have a prediction for you guys yet.
I hope it's a good Raw after Mania.
I hope so. Raw after Manias are usually supposed to be like a big reveal, or like a big return happens or something.
They haven't been recently.
But I mean, obviously with Paige returning at Mania, they can't do that. So it's just time for a new full year of story being set up. So
Mm-hmm.
it should be, we got brand new champs during night 2, except for Penta. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Should be fun
And
though.
I'm excited for it.
Well, hope y'all enjoyed. If you made it this far, you know the drill.
Wow, we're only an hour in.
Like and subscribe. Listen to us
Way
on.
shorter than yesterday's
Yeah,
episode.
yesterday was.
Yeah.
Ah, jeez. That was.
Listen to us on Spotify. Follow us on Instagram. I mean, we don't post often, but we need to.
Yeah, we're gonna keep trying. We're
We're
still
gonna,
getting used to all this.
but that's all I got for y'all. Unless anyone else has anything. Ethan.
Roman should be full time.
Okay. Thomas.
Hopefully, again, Raw after Mania tonight. Hopefully, both their champs will be there, or all three, I guess I should say, because Liv Morgan. Interesting to see what's next for her, as well as Becky Lynch and Roman Reigns. All three champs. Hopefully, they're in the building, and we kind of get a vision of what their next steps are. Hopefully, again, we see Seth call out Braun Breaker, get that match finalized because obviously they're going to run it at some point. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Again, I think Clash of Nations is a perfect time for that, but that's just me. I'm not Adam Pierce. But yeah, it should be a fun one. I'm sure Obo will be there. Maybe cut a little promo talking about how he took out the Beast, made him retire, and should be a fun one for sure. Hopefully, it's good. Hopefully, Paige is there as well, with Brie Bella being the new tag champs, and see what happens there.
Also, why do we only get 2 weeks in between WrestleMania and the next PLE? What is with that?
It's like 2.5 ish,
But
maybe.
that's
I don't
still
know.
Whatever.
too short to build up anything for a backlash. The only thing they could do at a backlash for that short is, hey, let's just run it back.
Why not?
Everyone is gonna get a rematch.
As long as they're longer matches, who cares?
It's not going to.
I'm just glad, and I'll say this before you can head out here. I'm just glad that with McAfee losing,
He's
that
not going around
the
anymore.
rumor of the tag match between Randy Orton,
Mhm.
McAfee, and Cody Rhodes and Jelly Roll that has been dead. That's dead in the
You're
water.
right.
Thank goodness.
Hopefully,
Not going to see that. McAfee's gone. Hopefully
I
from
hope.
WWE.
You're right.
'Cause it
It'll
was so
be a
funny 'cause
one-on-one of Jelly Roll versus Pat
I
McAfee.
swear, bro.
even Michael Cole was happy that McAfee was leading, which is so funny because that was his broadcast partner
Mhm.
for quite some time. But
I hope
again, I
McAfee doesn't
like
return.
that, but he just didn't need to be involved in the storyline. So
Well, if
glad that didn't come to fruition. But can't wait to see what they cook up for Backlash.
if McAfee does return, I hope it's like a year from now. No, kind of like what he normally does, where he disappears
Mhm.
during football season and shows up at Royal Rumble. I hope it's something like that, where he just disappears and doesn't get involved in the storyline.
Mhm. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you next time on Kayfabe Talks. Peace.